Hello, how are you today? Okay, we're gonna start today with interpersonal communication skill to keep going the interpersonal communication and self. Okay, our culture defines the certain role as masculine or feminine. We still exercise individual choice about our gender role, right? Our researchers developed an inventory designed to assess whether we play traditional masculine, feminine, or androgynous roles. Yeah? Because androgynous role is both masculine and feminine. Such a role compasses a greater repertoire of action and behaviors. So, self level. So we know the concept, self concept, yeah? Self levels. Although our self concept is deeply affected by others, we are not blank sources for them to write on. Our own attitudes, beliefs, value, and action also play a role in shaping your self-concept, as do our experience. We interpret what we experience. We interpret what we experience. We are self-reflective. Self-reflectiveness is a human ability to be objectively self-aware, to think about what we are doing while we are doing it. We talk to ourselves about ourselves. We are both participation and observers in all that we do. This dual role encourages us to use labels to describe who we are. So, androgynous role is a gender role that includes both masculine and feminine qualities, right? Reflexiveness, ability to think about what you are doing while you are doing it. One more. Self-reflexiveness, ability to think about what you are doing while you are doing it. Okay? Your personality and biology. We think about the psychology, personality, and the big five personality trait. We think about them. Okay? Your personality and biology. The concept of personality is central to psychology. The study of how your thinking and emotional response influence the way you behave. According to psychologist Lisa Lafton, your personality consists of the set of enduring behavior characteristics and internal predisposition for reaching to your environment. So Psychology, the study of how a person thinking and emotion response influence their behavior. Okay? And personality. Personality, a set of enduring behavior characteristics and internal predispositions for reaching to your environment. These big five personality traits include extension, extraversion, agreeableness, conscientiousness, neuroticism, openness. It's a big five personality traits include extraversion, agreeableness, consciousness, neuroticism, and openness. Extraversion means a personality trait describing someone as outgoing, talkative, positive, and sociable. Agreeableness, a personality trait describing someone as friendly, compassionate, trusting, and cooperative. Another thing is conscientiousness. Conscientiousness, a personality trait describing someone as efficient, organized, self-disciplined, dutiful, and methodical. Neuroticism, a personality trait describing someone as nervous, insecure, emotionally distressed, and anxious. Openness is that a personality trait describing someone as curious, imaginative, creative, adventurous, and inventive. Some people just don't like to talk with others, right? We may say such a person is shy. Shyness is the behavior tendency to not talk with others. One study found that about 40% of adults reported that they were shy. In public speaking situation, we say a person has stage fright. Fright, a better term to describe this feeling is communication apprehension, which according to James McCrory and Virginia Richmond is the fear of anxious associated with either real or anticipated communication with another person or persons. One study found that up to 80% of the population experiences some degree of nervousness or apprehension when they speak in public. Another study found that about 20% of people feel considerable anxious when they give a speech. What makes some people apprehensive about communicating with others? We get back to the nature issue. Heredity plays an important role in whether you are going to feel nervous or anxious when communicating with someone else. But your childhood experience, such as whether you were reinforced to talking a young age, also play an important role. Your overall willingness to communicate with others is a general way of summarizing the likelihood that you will talk with others in a variety of situations. So, communication apprehension communication apprehension and fear and anxiety associate with either real anticipated communication with other people. Fear related to fear associate anxiety. Fear anxiety associated with either real or anticipated communication with other people. Willingness to communicate. A behavior trait that describes as a person's comfortableness with and the likelihood of initiating communicated with other people. Understanding your overall comfort level in communicating with others as well as your interaction with individuals and groups, the role you assume, your self levels, your personality, and your biology can help you understand who you are and what you interact or don't interact with others. But it's not only who you are that influences your communication. It's also your overall sense of self-esteem or self-worth. Self-efficient. Self-efficacious. Another term is related to your sense of self-esteem and self-worth is a concept of self-efficacy. Self-efficacy, a person's belief in his or her ability to perform a specific task in a particular situation. So social, and another we think about the social comparison. Social comparison is meant the process of comparing yourself to others who are similar to you to measure your worth and value. People derive their sense of self-worth from comparing themselves to others, a process called social comparison. Social comparison helps people measure how well we think they are doing compared to others. I'm good at playing soccer because I beat others. I can't cook because others cook better than I do. I'm not good at meeting people. Most people I know seems to more comfortable interacting with others. I'm not handy, but my brothers and sisters can fix a leaky faucet. Each certain task we imply the reference to how well others or badly you can perform the certain task. Whether you base your self-esteem on others' perception of you or on your self-perception, your self-esteem influence how you respond to feedback, especially criticism and negative feedback. One research term found that if your self-esteem is heavily influenced by what others think of you, and you have a high need for approval, even a small amount of criticism is likely to further erode your self-esteem. And after receiving negative comments and criticism, subjective with low self-esteem found they wanted to take steps to increase their physical attractiveness, such as losing weight or buying a new wardrobe. Thus, the source of our self-esteem, whether based on others or on our own interpretations of our behavior influence how we respond to feedback. Evidence also suggests that we sometimes overinflate our importance and skills, especially our communication skill. It's called the self-efficacy bias. We think we are better than we are. We think we are better than we are. One study found that most of us believe we are better at accurately communicating messages to people than we actually are. In the 1960s, psychologist Eric Berne developed the concept of a life position. Eric Berne developed the concept of the life position to describe people's overall sense of their own worth and that of others. He identified 4 life positions. Okay. I am okay. Okay. You are okay. I am okay. You are not okay. I'm not okay. You are okay. I am not okay. You are not okay. People in the I'm okay, you are okay position have a best chance for healthy relationships because they have discovered their own talents and also recognize that others have been given different talents. Okay. Presenting your self-image to others. The face the work. Your face is important to you. Several times a day you may catch a fleeting grumbling yourself as you pass a mirror or purposefully check to make sure you are looking your best. Your face is a focal point of your self-image. In addition, such a common expression is in your face or communicating face, 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 face. confirm that the face is a key part of everyone's identity. But face can refer to more than just the eyes, nose, mouth. They are actually named the Facebook is an important forum for many people to carefully and sometimes not so carefully craft and maintain their public face. Facebook can be especially important when people own all expression of you or when you meet new people. For example, on which team from which research team found that students who relation who yeah that team research team that found that students who transition from high school to college use Facebook to help maintain their public face with their old friends while also presenting their new face to college friends. As a concept of interpersonal communication, face is an image of yourself, self-image. Face is your image. You present it to others for acceptance and confirmation. A related term, the face work, refers to using communication to maintain your own self-image and to seek approval of your face. Your positive perception of who you are from others. You are also engaged in face work when you support, reinforce, or challenge someone else's face or self-perception. Face means a person's positive perception of himself or herself in the interaction with others. Face work is using communication to maintain your own positive self-perception or to support, reinforce, or challenge someone else's self-perception. The concept of face may have oriented with the ancient Chinese or perhaps the Chinese merely named the process that is a characteristic of being human. Like most people, you probably spend considerable effort projecting a positive face, a positive image of yourself to others. Most people want to be perceived as competent, respected, valued. We also want to be included and connected to others. Face work helps us achieve this goal. You are using positive face work. For example, when you announce to your parents or friends that you made a deals listed during the recent college semester by telling them the good news about your academic success. You are using communication to maintain a positive image of yourself and thus reinforce your own positive self-image. You are also using positive face work when you post flattering pictures of yourself on Facebook after you lose the 10 pounds. When you post even when the pounds find you again, you keep your skinny picture as your profile photo. You use preventative face work to avoid developing a negative impression of yourself. Preventative face work. The efforts to maintain and enhance one's positive self-perceptions. Corrective face work means efforts to correct what one perceives as a negative perception of oneself on the part to others. You engage in the corrective face work when you are save face by correcting what others may perceive as a negative perception of you. As when you might say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I was late. I got stuck in heavy traffic." Socialists in government suggested that saving face metaphor for instilling a positive perception of yourself in others. The saving face is important for most people. The effect you extend to save face reflects the kind of a perception you want others to have of you. The research suggests that one responds to embarrassment is simply not knowing what to say. Following an awkward silence, we may engage in face work to save a face by apologizing, denying that the event occurred, lying, or using humor or other behaviors to distract from the embarrassing behavior that occurred. What are strategy for projecting a positive face? One of the best ways is to simply be mindful of what you need to communicate positive information about yourself. Monitor how you talk to others and consider the needs and expectations of others as you interact with them. In addition, make sure your words are consistent with your action. If you tell your family then you are getting good grade, but your final grade doesn't correspond to your story. It's your action, not your words. They will believe. Facebook and other social media applications are especially helpful in maintaining our self-image and presenting a positive face to our friends. Research suggests that women are more likely to use social media to maintain positive relationships online than men. Projecting a positive image of yourself, positive face, means being mindful of how you talk to and interact with others. Okay? Protecting others' face. Communication researchers Kathy Domanicki and Stephen Littlejohn suggest several things you can do to actively help others maintain a positive face. Underlying itself, the prescription is the value of being other-oriented. For example, you can honor others by addressing them as they wish to be addressed. Some of your teachers want to be called doctor if they have a doctorate degree, or professor if they hold that academic rank. Yet others may say, call me style. Being polite is another way of enhancing the face of others. Saying please, thank you, or excuse me are common countries valued in virtually every culture. Being generous and supportive are other ways you enhance the face of others. Spending time with someone who enjoyed your company, offering positive and affirming message to the person. In an interacting and appropriately attentive and supportive way, help to build faith. An other-oriented communicator considers what the other person would like. Face-threatening act. What is a face-threatening act? Communication that undermines, or challenges someone's positive face. You engage in face-threatening act when you communicate in a way that undermines or challenges someone's positive face, like posting on your Facebook page unflattering photo of a friend then you found funny when your friend who is looking for a job at the moment did not. But any interaction has the potential to be face-threatening to them. It's the other person, not you, who determines whether a statement behavior is face-threatening. being aware of how you may treating someone's face about the greater sensitivity toward others. Okay. Politeness theory. Politeness theory means that theory that people have positive perceptions of others who treat them politely and respectfully. Okay. How to improve your self-esteem? How to improve your self-esteem? How to improve your self-esteem? Okay. You have mentioned that low self-esteem can affect our own communication and interaction. In recent years, teachers, psychologists, ministers, rabbis, social workers, and even politicians have suggested that many social problems stem from collective feeling of low self-esteem. Feeling of low self-worth may contribute to choosing the wrong partner, to becoming dependent on drugs, alcohol, or other substance, or to experiencing problem with eating or other beer activities. So people owe it to society as well as to themselves to maintain or develop a healthy self-esteem. Although no simple list of tricks can easily transform low self-esteem into feeling of being valued and appreciated, you can improve how you think about yourself and interact with others. We'll explore 7 proven techniques that have helped others. First things, engage in self-talk. Engage in self-talk. Self-talk is I can do this. I can do this. Although positive self-talk will never be able to make all of us become champion athletes, it can help us focus on own goal and improve our performance levels. Do you know the Dr. Phil McGow, the psychologist, describe themselves as somewhat shy and give themselves a mental message of encouragement before a broadcast. Just like this, well-known personalities you too can use positive self-talk, reminding yourself that you have the necessary skill and ability to perform a task. Boost your confidence and improve your self-esteem. Okay? Interpersonal communication is communication within yourself, self-talk. Realistic positive self-talk can have a reassuring effect on your level of self-worth and your interactions with others. Repeating negative messages about your lack of skill and ability and unlikely to communicate well with others, these thoughts will likely influence your behavior. You will be less inclined to select a career that improve the frequent communication with others. You will be less inclined to select a career that involve the frequent communication with others. This behavior is term will likely reinforce negative thinking that you are not good speaker. Your thoughts affect your behavior, which then reinforce your thoughts. To break the cycle means changing your thoughts, altering your behavior, or both. But it's not simple. Okay? If you are by nature apprehensive or shy, then it will be more challenging to change your thoughts and behavior to becoming more outgoing. Okay. Keep your own track and help you ultimately to achieve your goal. Okay. Second thing is visualize of a positive image yourself. Visualize a positive image yourself. Okay. Another things, avoid comparing yourself with others. Avoid comparing yourself with others. Okay. And refrain appropriately. Reframing means process of redefined events and experience from different point of view. Reframe appropriately. Okay. Not all negative experiences should be tossed away and left unexamined, because you can learn and profit from your mistakes. But it is important to remind that your worth as a human being does not depend on a single exam grade. A single response from a positive prospective employer or a single play in a football game. Okay? The developed honest relationship. Developed honest relationship. And then let go of the rest. Let go of the rest. Okay? And seek support. You provide social support when you express care and concerns, as well as listen and empathize with others. Seek support. Social support from a friend or a family member can be helpful, but some of your self-image problem may be so ingrained that you may need professional help. A trained counselor, close member, or therapist can help you sort out this problem. The technique of having a trained can person listen as you verbalize your fears, hopes, and concerns is called talk therapy. You talk and a skilled listener helper you sort out your feelings and problems. There is power in being able to put your emotion and thoughts, especially your negative thought, in words. But saying things out loud to an open, honest, empathic listener, we gain insight and can sometimes figure out why we experience the pain and difficulties that we do. If you are not sure to whom to turn for referral, you can start with your school counseling service. Okay. So next we're gonna do some interpersonal relationship. Okay. Your self-concept and the self-esteem filter every interaction with others. They determine how you approach, respond to, and interact messages. Especially your self-concept and self-esteem affect your self-fulfilling. Self-fulfilling prophecies, your interpretation of a message, your level of self-disclosure, your social needs, your typical communication style, and your ability to be sensitive to others. Okay, next time we're going to talk about more and more about the self-concept and interpersonal communication and self. Thank you. See you. Bye-bye.